Turgidity and flaccidity. Every living plant cell, directly or indirectly, it is in contact with fluids, that is water. Now root hair, they are in direct contact with soil water. And as the concentration of cell sap of root hair is more than soil water, it results in osmosis. So root hair cells, they keep on absorbing water from outside by the process of osmosis. Now, when a cell reaches a state when it cannot accommodate any more water, means when the cell is in fully distended form, that state of the cell is called as turgid state, and the condition is called turgidity. Now when cell is turgid, at that time cell wall and cell membrane, they are in close contact with each other, and at this state two pressure exerted inside the cell. First, the pressure which is exerted by cell content on the cell wall, that is called as Turgor pressure, and another cell wall exert one pressure over the cell content, and that pressure is called as wall pressure. Again I am repeating, the pressure of the cell content on the cell wall, it is called Turgor pressure, and in return cell wall also exert a pressure on cell content, that is called as wall pressure. If any time cell wall is unable to bear the Turgor pressure, means when Turgor pressure exceed, the cell content burst, or we can say cell burst. This exactly happen when we store or when we do not pluck fruits and vegetable for longer time from plants in rainy season. They also burst. Now when cell is in turgid state, it is in fully balanced state, means Turgor pressure is equal to wall pressure. If Turgor pressure is exceed, cell is going to burst, and if this wall pressure exceed, cell content will shrink. Now the next topic is plasmolysis and flaccidity. When a living cell, such as a cell of a leaf of an aquatic plant, is placed in fresh water, that is hypotonic solution, it remains in a fully distended condition, means its plasma membrane remain in close contact with the cell wall. But if the same cell is kept in 5% salt solution for few minutes, it will lose its distended appearance. Cytoplasm will shrink and plasma membrane will withdraw from the cell wall. This shrinkage from the cell wall, shrinkage of cytoplasm from the cell wall, is called plasmolysis, and the state of the cell is called flaccid, and condition is called flaccidity. But a flaccidity is reverse of turgidity. Now if same plasmolyzed cell is again returned to hypotonic solution, that is to tap water, before it die, it protoplasm again swells up, pressing tight against the cell wall, means it will revive again by the process of endoosmosis. There it will take water and it will again increase in size. This recovery or the reversal of plasmolysis, that is called as deplasmolysis. Now after that, the terms turgidity, plasmolysis and flaccidity, their definitions. Turgidity, it is a state of the cell in which cell wall is rigid and stretched by an increase in the volume of vacuole due to absorption of water. The cell is then said to be turgid. So turgidity is a state of the cell in which cell wall and cell membrane, they are in close contact with each other. Plasmolysis, it is contraction of cytoplasm, shrinkage of cytoplasm from the cell wall due to exosmosis, that is due to withdrawal of water when it is placed in strong hypertonic solution. Now last is flaccidity. It is a condition in which cell content is shrunken, means cell is no more tight. After this, we will start with uses of turgidity to plants. Turgidity provides rigidity to soft tissue such as the leaves. When there is not enough water in a leaf, its petiole and lamina become loose and leaf droops down. We call it as wilting. Beta, wilting of leaves occur during hot afternoon when the rate of transpiration is more than rate of water absorbed through the roots. In hot afternoon, rate of transpiration is maximum, so plants are losing more water than they are absorbing water from the soil, due to which the cells of the leaf become flaccid and they droop down. In the evening, transpiration reduced, but rate of absorption of water by root remain the same. Again, cell take water from outside and become turgid and rigid. So this is how turgidity, they provide rigidity to the leaves or other parts of the plant. Beta, one topic is given in this column, plasmolysis in practice. It is important for reasoning questions. Beta, salting of meat or addition of salt to pickles is a method of killing bacteria by plasmolysis. For preserving meat or pickle for a longer period of time, we apply a coat of salt over its outer surface. This salt turns the outer surface of that meat hypertonic, which results in drawn out of water from the bacterial cells, and hence bacterial cells get plasmolyzed and killed. In this way, that meat is preserved for longer period of time. The same method is used to kill weeds from the playground by sprinkling excessive salt around their ways. This salt gets dissolved in soil water, turning it hypertonic, which results in plasmolysis of root cells of weeds, and they are killed on the spot. Second use is turgor pressure help to push through the hard ground. When we sow seed in soil, they imbibe water from their surrounding, due to which the cells of the seeds, they become turgid, which create turgor pressure, and this turgor pressure only helps seed or small seedling to push through the hard ground. Next is turgor in root cells built up root pressure. Beta, root hairs, they absorb water from the soil. Due to continuous inward flow of water, turgor pressure is developed in root hairs, and this turgor pressure results in building up of another pressure in root cells, that is root pressure, and this is the pressure which help in the upward movement of water in the plant. Root pressure is measured by a device called as manometer. Root pressure is a pressure developed in roots due to continuous inward movement of water, that is influx of water through cell to cell osmosis. This is the definition. Root pressure help in ascent of sap, that is also very important. Due to root pressure only, water can rise in the tube of this manometer, and this pressure help in upward conduction of water, but up to certain height in tall trees. Loss of water from injured part of the plant, that is if we make a cut over the stem of a plant, from that cut oozing out of cell sap, that is called as bleeding. This oozing out of cell sap is again due to root pressure, and this pressure is built due by the turgor pressure only. Now the next is turgor in opening and closing of stomata. This is stomatal opening, and it is guarded by two guard cells. These guard cells are plant cells, so they also contain chloroplast. Due to presence of this chloroplast, guard cells also perform the process of photosynthesis and results in production of glucose. So during daytime, when there is sufficient sunlight, guard cells, they perform the process of photosynthesis and produce glucose, and this glucose turn the cell sap of guard cells hypertonic. Due to hypertonic, these guard cells, they absorb water from the surrounding epidermal cells by osmosis. Due to absorption of water from surrounding epidermal cells, they turn turgid, and as they turn turgid, due to their shape, stomatal opening opens. In this way, during daytime, stomata opens. Now at night, the process of photosynthesis stops. The glucose which is stored in the cell sap is utilized by the guard cells for their own use. Now, the cell sap turns hypotonic at night, which results in exoosmosis. Means guard cells, they will lose water to the epidermal cells during night, which results in turning the cells flaccid. Now guard cells turn flaccid, and as they turn flaccid, stomata closes. So this is how guard cells regulate opening and closing of stomata. That is also due to Turgor pressure. Now next use of Turgor pressure is Turgor movements. Beta, the rapid drooping of leaves of a sensitive plant, that is touch me not, biological name is Mimosa pudica and it is very important, is an outstanding example of Turgor movement. Now you all know that if we touch one of the leaf of touch me not plant even lightly, the leaflets fold up, and within 2 to 3 seconds the entire leaf droops. If the leaf is touched somewhat strongly, the wave of folding is so strong that it spread to the nearby leaves also. When you remove your hand from the leaflet, the leaves recover and again stand erect. This opening and closing of the leaves of the touch me not plant is due to Turgor pressure, increase and decrease in the Turgor pressure. Beta, in touch me not plant, the leaves, you all know that leaves, they are attached to stem through stalk and we call it as petiole. In touch me not plant, in between petiole and stem, one swollen up part is present which is called as pulvinus. This part of touch me not plant is little bit spongy, means the cells of this part have large intercellular spaces in between them. So these spaces during normal condition, they are filled with the water vapor which they imbibe from their surrounding. So when we touch, we are touching this part of the touch me not plant. Due to our touch, the water vapor moves out, result in turning the cells flaccid, which decreases the Turgor pressure, and due to decrease in the Turgor pressure of this pulvinus, the entire leaflet, it droops down or get closes. When you remove your hand from the pulvinus, again they take water or imbibe water from their surrounding, again they turn turgid, there will be increase in Turgor pressure and leaves, they open up. So this is called Turgor movement. There are many other examples of Turgor movement in plants like bending of certain flowers towards sun and sleep movement of leaves of certain plants at night. They are also the example of Turgor movement. Not only this, insectivorous plant, they open or they closes their lid to eat up insect. That is also due to decrease in Turgor pressure. So this is all about the uses of Turgor. Now next is root pressure.